Welcome to the deep dive. We cut through the noise, get you those core insights.
Yeah.
Today, we're plunging into a really profound story, but a tragic one. Helios Airways Flight 522. So this was August 14, 2005. A passenger flight crashes, just devastating. All 121 people on board lost. It's more than just a statistic, though. It's quite a chilling case study in aviation safety. Our mission today: unpack what happened, sequence of events, the critical lessons.
Absolutely. And what makes Helios 522 particularly stand out? Well, it's still the deadliest aviation accident in Greek history. For anyone who follows these incidents, you know, this one is memorable. Not just the tragedy, but the almost unbelievable chain of events. Human factors, mechanical issues. It started as a routine flight, then became this airborne enigma. We want to get beyond just the facts. Look at why it happened.
Okay, yeah, let's unpack that.
Oh.
Helios Airways Flight 522 is a Boeing 737-300. They called it Olympia.
Yeah.
Flying from Larnaca in Cyprus, heading to Prague, right, with a stop in Athens planned. But something went wrong very early on, almost right after takeoff, didn't it? It set the whole thing in motion.
That's right. The core issue actually started before the flight. During maintenance, a pre-flight check, they did a pressurization leak test. Crucially, the cabin pressurization mode selector, it was left in manual, not auto. Seems like a small thing, maybe, but it became this ticking time bomb. As the plane climbed, the cabin just didn't pressurize.
Wow. Okay, so as they're climbing, what's happening inside the cockpit? What would the crew have noticed? Any immediate signs?
Well, as the aircraft got past about 10,000 feet, the cabin altitude warning horn should have gone off. A loud horn. It's a critical alarm. Means the cabin pressure is way too low. But at the same time, another alarm sounded the takeoff configuration warning. It's meant for issues before takeoff, but it also activated because of the pressure issue. This overlap was just profoundly misleading. The crew, they were also dealing with a slightly newer aircraft model for them, and they tragically misinterpreted these sounds together. They thought it was the takeoff configuration warning. A minor issue, they likely believed, not, catastrophic pressure loss.
And here's where it gets really, really unsettling. Because as that cabin pressure kept dropping, the crew had been affected by hypoxia, wouldn't they? Lack of oxygen. What does that actually do to someone, especially a pilot needing to be alert?
Hypoxia is so insidious. It's not like pain. You don't necessarily feel it happening. Instead, it causes this slow disorientation, almost euphoric sometimes, apparently. Your judgment gets impaired, motor skills degrade, and often the person affected doesn't even realize it's happening to them. So this meant the pilots, and actually a flight attendant who went into the cockpit later, they were slowly becoming incapacitated. They couldn't respond effectively, couldn't even recognize how impaired they were becoming. Their oxygen masks did drop eventually, but it seems they just weren't put on in time, or maybe not correctly.
Right, that explains it. Explains why the plane just kept flying on autopilot, silent, no response to Nicosia air traffic control, then later Athens. A true ghost flight. And this led to an incredibly chilling sight for the military jets that were scrambled to intercept it. Yeah.
Exactly. When the Greek Air Force F-16s pulled alongside Helios 522, the fighter pilot saw the captain just slumped over the controls, unresponsive. The first officer, also motionless. It must have been utterly surreal, horrifying. Right. A commercial airliner flying perfectly on course via autopilot, but the crew seemingly unconscious, and 121 people on board heading towards, the inevitable.
The flight eventually ran out of fuel, didn't it? Yeah. And crashed near Grammatiko in Greece. The investigation afterward, especially with the black box data, pieced together this whole shocking sequence. So what were the big takeaways, the things that changed aviation safety forever after this?
Yeah, the investigation confirmed the pressurization switch error right at the start. And critically, how the crew misinterpreted those alarms while suffering from hypoxia. It really hammered home the need for clear, unambiguous warning systems in cockpits. It led to significant changes in pilot training too, especially around recognizing hypoxia symptoms and, crucially, the correct immediate use of emergency oxygen. And it also highlighted the need for more robust checklist procedures, system awareness, making sure pilots truly understand what every single alarm means.
So when you think about it, the story of Helios 522 is just such a stark reminder, unforgettable really, how one seemingly small human error mixed with misinterpretations and then the physiological effects, how it can cascade into such utter devastation. It really speaks to the unforgiving nature of aviation, but also how safety protocols constantly have to evolve.
Indeed. And the loss of all 121 souls on Flight 522, it just underscores the immense human cost, the devastation these incidents cause. This one, being the deadliest in Greek history, it leaves a really indelible mark, doesn't it? It's a powerful testament, I think, to why every single accident is investigated so thoroughly. It's not just about blame. It's about finding those lessons that genuinely save lives down the line.
Absolutely. We hope you reflect on the impact of events like these and also the continuous work, often unseen, that goes into making flying as safe as it is. The human element, both in making mistakes and in learning from them, really defines these stories. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.